Go ahead and find a comfortable seat, grounding down, and sitting up nice and tall, closing your eyes, sighing it out. And beginning to come into your breath. Start to bring awareness to your inhales and awareness to our exhales. Slowing down our breath, making sure that we fully fill up and expand and completely empty out, releasing any tension we're holding on to. Inhaling and releasing. Trying to find that balance of breathing in, a slight pause at the top, and creating the same length exhale, equal sides, the slight pause at the bottom. Breathing in, and pause, exhaling out. Creating the balance of even breath in and even breath out. Throughout life, we're always trying to find our balance. When we find it, it's very hard to hold on. We're always coming back to rechecking, regrounding, bringing ourselves back to that center point. Same comes with your practice. As we're working, maybe you feel your breath start to speed up. Come back to that recognition of slowing the breath down. And we can slow our breath down and come back to that control of our inhale and exhale. We can find more ease. It slows our heart rate down, and it brings us back to balance. Use this in our everyday life off the mat in a very similar way. You feel your emotions going crazy, remember to come back to your breath. Take a moment, pause, reflect, and slow your breath down. Will help calm your heart rate, help calm your mind. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. I invite you to use that balance, that coming back to your breath, as your intention today. Let's take a deep inhale together. Open your mouth and let it go. And gently fluttering your eyes open and making your way to downward facing dog. Planting the hands firmly, spreading the fingers wide, hips go nice and high. If your hamstrings are tight to start, bend to the knees. Really work on sending the hip bones high to the sky so we flatten our back, really pushing through our hands, our fingers, our palms. Belly is engaged, lifting up, help reaching those sit bones higher. And play around with bending one knee and then the other. Eventually finding some stillness. Still really grounding down through our hands,
Letting our head be nice and heavy. Breathing into your spine here. Whole back body, back of the legs. You deep inhale. Open your mouth, release it out. This time, as we inhale, we're going to pull forward to a floating table. So our knees are going to hover. Stay for your exhale. Keep looking forward, pushing our heels back. Belly's engaged. Big breath in. As you exhale, send those hips high for downward facing dog. And do that a couple more times. Taking a breath in, transitioning forward. Stay for the exhale. Big breath in. Exhale those hips high for downward facing dog. Breathe in and let it go. Inhaling forward for that floating table. One more big breath in. Exhale those hips high. Breathing in. Open your mouth. Let it go. Last time, coming forward. Looking forward, hovering those knees, belly's engaged, and hips go high in downward facing dog. Breath in. Open the mouth, release it down. This time, bringing your knees wide for child's pose, sinking the hips back, relaxing the forehead, but keep reaching the arms forward, continuing to stretch under the arms, breathing into the back spine, expanding our ribs side to side as well as up. Tenting up onto the fingertips. Let's walk our arms over towards our right, sinking the hips down. And coming over to center and then to the left. Coming back to center, reaching the fingers wide, sinking the hips down a little bit closer to your heels. Big breath in, open your mouth, stick out your tongue, sigh it out. Pulling forward to tabletop. Stacking our hands right under the shoulders, the knees right under the hips. Belly's drawn in, we're gazing forward. And send the right leg back, flexing into that foot, really pushing wide as the left arm floats forward. Really working on lengthening from fingertip to heel. Breathe in, reach long. As you exhale, elbow to your knee, rounding, puffing up the back. Reaching long. Exhale and squeeze. Send everything long and tuck. Long, reach forward, tuck underneath. Expand and tuck. Reach everything long and back to tabletop. And dropping your belly, lifting your gaze for cow. And exhaling and rounding, tucking the chin and tailbone. Inhaling for cow pose. And exhaling, rounding and tucking. Let's do that one more time. Big breath in, drop your belly. And exhale and round. Coming back to that flat back. Engage the belly, gaze is forward. The left leg goes back, really actively pushing through that heel while you reach the right arm forward. So it's the opposite arm and leg, stretching as far as you can. Big breath in and tuck elbow to knee. Stretching long, elbow to knee. Reach long, tuck under, squeeze it in, extending long, and tuck. Reach forward, tuck underneath, stretching long, and back to tabletop. Dropping our belly, lifting our gaze, cow pose, and exhaling, rounding, tucking. Big breath in, look forward. As you exhale, tuck those toes, send your hips high to downward facing dog. Rise up on those tippy toes as you inhale, lowering the heels back towards the earth. Big breath in, lift up, stay lifted, looking towards your fingers. Use your whole exhale to walk forward, squeezing the belly in, waking up those hamstrings. Halfway lift, heart and head are coming forward, and fold. Sweep up to stand, reaching up high, and hands come to our heart center. Reach up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back to high plank. Finding the strong body here. So strong legs, push those heels back. Belly is engaged, and we're actively pushing into our hands, so it helps lift our shoulders up a little bit. But using those heels and legs gets it off of our wrist. Let's inhale, rocking forward on our toes. We're going to exhale back. Inhale forward, and exhale back. So we're going to inhale forward, lower down, halfway or to your belly, upward facing dog or cobra, back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, open your mouth and let it all go. One more inhale. Exhale it out, looking towards your hands, hop, step, or jump. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Sweeping up to stand, reaching up high. Tadasana. Sweep up. Fold forward. Halfway lift. High plank. Finding that strong posture here. Keep looking towards the top of your mat. Don't look down underneath you. We're not on our cell phones today. Reaching forward, engage that belly. Lift your right foot up. And lowering it down. Lift the left foot up. And lower it down. Lift the right foot up. And lower it down. Lifting the left foot up. And lowering it down. Lowering our heels, lifting the heart, squeezing the belly, and hips high for downward facing dog. Big breath in, empty it out. One more big breath in. Look to your hands, jump, halfway lift, fold forward. Sweeping up to stand, reaching up high, Tadasana.
reach up, fold forward,
halfway lift, high plank. Big breath in, lower down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. One more big breath in. Empty it out, looking towards your hands. Jump, halfway lift, fold forward, and sweep up to stand. Reaching up high, Tadasana. Chair pose, sinking our hips. Big breath in, fold forward. Halfway lift, fold, chair pose. Sink your hips, lift the arms. Big breath in, reaching up, folding forward. Halfway lift, fold, chair. And sink a little bit. Breath in, reach, and fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga, high to low plank, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Right leg goes high, flexing into that foot, reaching that leg long behind you. Just like the beginning, we're sending all the length from fingertip to heel, stretching that right side body and feeling this in the left hamstring. Inhale, see if you can lift the leg a little more. As you exhale, knee to your nose, rounding, tucking it up. Inhaling that leg high to the sky, knee to your nose, tuck it up. Back up high, knee to your nose, rounding, big tuck up, stepping that foot down, planting the left hand, reaching the right arm to the sky. Okay, now engage your core. Keep reaching up, get light on your fingertips. And cartwheel all the way up, stretching long, maybe looking back towards the right hand. Big breath in, twist a little more on the exhale, inhaling up to crescent lunge. Big breath in, reach up. Framing that front foot, stepping back, high to low, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. Left leg goes high, stretching long here. Coming back to your breath, flexing that foot, stretching the right hamstring now. Big breath in, lengthen. Knee to your nose, round and squeeze. Lengthen long. Knee to your nose, tuck it up, squeeze it in. Lengthen long. Knee to your nose, squeeze it in. Stepping that foot down, planting the right hand, lifting the left fingertips high. So we know where we're going. Stabilize those feet, begin to engage that core. Start to get light in those fingertips. Keep reaching the left arm back while we come upright. Twisting at the belly, reaching our arms in opposite directions. Breath in, stay and twist on the exhale.
Inhaling up to crescent lunge. Sinking down. Breath in, sweep up. Framing that foot, flow back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. One more. Looking towards the hands. Jump. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Chair. Sink your hips. Sweep the arms up. Sink down. Sweep up. Sink down. Stand tall. Hands to your heart center. Sweep up. And fold forward. Halfway lift. High to low plank, chaturanga. Upward facing. Back to downward facing dog. Right leg goes high. Knee to your nose, pulling forward. Back up high. Knee to the right tricep. Back up high. Knee to the left, twist it out. Back up high. Warrior one. Sweeping up on your inhale. Sinking down to that front leg. Finding your stable stance. Squaring our hips and shoulders to the front. Squeezing that belly in so we're not so archy. Reaching the fingers up high. Strong straight back leg. Big breath in, reach up. Framing that front foot. Flow back to downward facing dog. Left leg goes high to the sky. Knee to your nose. Back up high. Knee to the left tricep. Back up high. Twisting it out to the right. Back up high. Warrior one. Sweeping up on our inhale. Settling, sinking down. Relaxing the shoulders, squeezing the legs together. Big breath in. Framing that front foot, flowing back. Downward facing dog. Right leg goes high to the sky. Let's bend our knee, open up that hip. Working on sending the knee towards the ceiling while our heel comes down towards our glute. We're gonna make really, really, really slow, big circles. So first we're gonna work on this knee coming down and over towards our shoulder and up and around. Keeping this foot flexed. Knee comes down and up and around. One more time. Knee comes down and up and around. Flexing into that foot, opening up a little bit more, maybe peeking underneath that right armpit. Bring the heel closer to the glute, sending that leg long behind you, stepping it forward for a low runner's lunge. Looking forward, relaxing our shoulders, sinking our hips.
Now let's plant the heel of the left foot. So we got our warrior two legs and feet. We're gonna reach the left arm forward. And just like we cartwheeled up before, we're gonna cartwheel that arm up and back, sinking into warrior two. Relaxing our shoulders, bringing our gaze over our middle finger and the front hand. Sinking low into that front leg. Breathing. Flip that front palm, reach forward, reverse. Coming back to warrior two. Low in that knee. Reverse your warrior. Straightening that leg, keep reaching back and hinging forward for triangle. Keeping our right underside body nice and long. Squeezing our glutes together for a strong foundation. Crown of our head is working towards the front of our mat. One more big breath in, open up, stay for the exhale. Warrior two, inhaling back upright, sinking into that leg. Reverse your warrior, cartwheeling your arms down, stepping back, lowering down, upward facing, back to downward facing dog. The left leg goes high to the sky. Bend that leg, open up the hip. And working on the knee coming towards the sky, flexing that foot. Now same thing here, low, slow, big circles. So down towards the knee, towards the shoulder, up and around. Oh, this hip is tight. Down towards the knee, to the shoulder, up, flex that foot, and around. One more time. Down towards the knee, up, and around. Keep working that knee up towards the ceiling, flexing our foot, opening the hip. Sending that leg long. Stepping forward for that low runner's lunge. So finding my foundation first in the lunge. Low in the hips, long flat back, strong back leg. Now I'm going to plant that heel. I'm going to find my warrior two legs first. Nice and low in my front leg. Reaching now the right fingertips forward. Light in the left hand, my belly is engaged. And I'm going to reach that right arm up and around, sinking in to my legs. Warrior two. Reaching long. Gaze over my front finger. Flipping the front palm, big breath in, reverse the warrior, back to warrior two. Breath in, reverse, warrior two. Reverse the warrior, straighten the leg, keep reaching back and coming forward for triangle. Nice straight legs, squeezing them together, working the crown of our head towards the front of the room. Nice flat side bodies.
Big inhale. Stay in the exhale. Warrior two. Settling in. Flipping that palm. Breath in. Reverse. Cartwheeling down. Framing that foot. Flowing back to downward facing dog. Bringing our hands a little bit closer to the top of our mat. Looking at your hands, bending into your knees, hopping to Malasana squat. Sinking the hips low. Crown of the head is growing tall. Shoulders relax down away from the ears. Breathing here. You can choose to stay here for 4 more breaths and meet us in downward facing dog. Or maybe you go to crow. Planting your hands down, we want our knees as close to our shoulders, as our armpits as we can. Gaze forward, belly in and up, toes come up off the ground. Heels towards our bottom. Holding for a couple breaths. And going back to downward facing dog. Everyone back in downward facing dog. Send our right leg high to the sky. Knee to your nose. Back up high. Knee to the right tricep. Back up high. Knee to the left tricep cross. Back up high. Pigeon. Knee to that wrist. So sitting upright, settling in. I've been trying to work a little bit more and squaring my shin to the front, but my hips are very tight today. Every day is different. Making sure that left leg is coming straight back. Breathing in, settling in a little bit. Take a breath in, lengthen. And as you exhale, coming forward, coming back to your breath. Back to that intention of knowing we can come back to the balance. Seeing if we can release any tension we're holding on in our hips, but also in areas that aren't working. Relax your shoulders. Relax your head, the jaw, the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Seeing if you can settle the hips down, coming back to that slow, steady rhythm of breath in the beginning of practice. About 4 more breaths here. Begin to push yourself back upright. We're going to come into a little funky transition from here. So planting our hands down, curling under the toes. You're going to straighten that right leg out, coming into fallen triangle. It should feel so good to push the hip up. Maybe dive that arm over your head, stretching long. Big breath in. Exhale the hand down. Now listen for this transition. Right foot comes under and over as we turn over for Wild Thing. Stretching the hips high to the sky this way. Right hand comes back down. Right leg goes back high and back to the earth. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Open your mouth, release it out. One more, inhale. Empty completely, looking towards your hands. Jump to the top. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Chair pose. Skier squat. It's a great little ab exercise. If we don't like doing sit-ups, start rocking and rolling. So you're going to slowly rock down, roll back. We're going to come right back to chair. Skier squat. And drop down, roll back, chair. One more. Lowering to the skier squat, booty back. Start to drop down, roll back, reaching for chair. Skier squat. Big breath in, reach forward and fold. Making sure your feet are hip distance. Grabbing onto those big toes, finding a halfway lift. And folding down over the legs, letting your elbows come wide. Belly is in and up. Crown of the head is releasing down. Releasing the toes, halfway lift, fold forward, sweeping up to stand, reaching up high, hands to our heart center. Eagle pose today. So take our right arm, diving it underneath the left. Palms come together as much as you can. Shoulders and elbows away from our face. Belly is in. We're going to bend down a little bit. That right foot is going to come over the left. Now the more you sink into your chair, the easier it is to wrap that foot around. So now you sink in. Now we look at our arms. Our shoulders and elbows have dropped. So elbows back up, working our fingers away from our face. Belly's engaged while we're sinking down. Staying with that breath. Reach the fingers up and hinge forward. Elbows towards your knees. Belly is in, rounding the back, forearms towards the ground. Slowly coming back upright, uncrossing, reaching high. Hands come to your heart, feet back together, closing your eyes and coming back to your breath. inhale, those eyes open. Big breath in, sweeping up and folding forward.
Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Back to downward facing dog. The left leg goes high to the sky. Knee to your nose. Back up high. Knee to the left tricep. Back up high. Twisting it out to the right. Back up high. Pigeon pose. Knee towards your wrist. So each side's going to be different. I can already feel the difference on this side. So working on trying to have level hips. So if you're like really leaning over because this hip is super tight, know that you can always sit down and go to figure four this way. But we're trying to get our hips level, that leg straight behind us, finding as much ease as we can, breathing a little bit while we're upright. One more big breath in, sit up nice and tall. And exhale, fold, keeping the length coming forward. We're just breathing into this. Hip openers need our breath to help open up. So keeping that breath slow and steady. Every inhale is a chance to lengthen. As you exhale, you can settle in, relax, release. Slow and steady breath. The balance of the inhale and the exhale. About 4 more breaths here, settling in, relaxing what you can, shoulders, jaw. And slowly beginning to make our way upright. Pushing up and kicking that leg out to the right, lifting the right arm for fallen triangle, pushing those hips up, diving the right arm over our head, stretching long in the right side. Now we're going to place this hand down. The left leg comes under and over, left arm comes up. Pushing our hips up for wild thing, reaching the left arm over our head. And back down, spinning around, 3-legged dog, back to downward facing dog. Big breath in, open your mouth, release it out. Big breath in, emptying it out, bend your knees, look towards your hands, jump, halfway lift, fold forward, chair pose. Big breath in, reach up, sink a little lower. Sweeping up, sinking down. Breath in, reach, pushing tall, stretching tall.
And the hands come to our heart center. Left arm now comes underneath the right. Palms together, forearms away from our face. Sinking down into that chair. Left leg comes up and over. Remember, the more you can settle down, the easier it is to wrap around. Now come back to our arms. Pull the elbows away, up to our shoulder height. Fingers reaching up, belly's drawn in. Breathing. Big breath in, up through the fingers. Tuck the belly, tucking and rounding, elbow to the knees. Working on our forearms coming down, rounding the back, squeezing the belly in. And coming back upright, uncrossing, stretching tall. And hands come to our heart. Big breath in, reach up and fold forward. Halfway lift and fold. Chair pose. Sinking our hips, lifting our arms. Skier squat. Now this time we're just lowering our bottom down for Navasana, boat pose. Lower, 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 legs up, arms out. Flex those feet, working on this part, coming forward, relaxing the shoulders down. Squeeze the legs in and lower down, low boat. Breath in, squeeze up. Lower down, low boat. Breath in, reach up, squeeze those legs together. Lowering down, one more, you got this. Big breath in, squeeze, 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 squeeze in. Hug those knees and stay balanced. And then carefully rock back. Relaxing down. Squeezing our legs together. Rocking side to side. Holding onto the right leg, compressing it down, sending the left leg long. Sending the right leg high to the sky, flexing into the foot. If you can grab your peace fingers to your big toe without lifting up both shoulders, you can try that, or just grabbing your hands back behind, relaxing down. Keep flexing that foot, straight leg, shooting up through the heel, flexing, flexing. Giving that hamstring some more love. And breathing here. If you have a strap, this is also a great time to use one. Now we're going to bring our left hand to our left hip. Keep working straight leg, shooting out through the heel. We're going to start to open up to the side, working our leg coming up towards our head, active, but we want to keep this left hip down. So keep working open, staying with that breath, trying to keep our hips down, straight, strong leg. 3 breaths here. Next, inhale, back up to center. Keep flexing into that foot, heel to the sky. And now cross over just a little bit. You should start really feeling it in the outer edge of the leg. Flexing into that foot still, crossing over. Releasing the leg, coming back to center first. And now go ahead and bend into the leg again, compressing the shin down, maybe bringing that knee more out towards your shoulder.
And now cross it over your body for a twist. Looking over towards the right arm. Coming back to center, drawing both knees in towards your chest. Let's start to rock and roll slowly. You're going to do it like 3 times. We're going to end up in boat pose. So one more. Keep lifting that heart. Find your boat. Take a big breath in, lift up, lower down. Inhaling up, exhale, low boat. Inhale up, lowering down, keep your gaze up. You want to lift up, lower down. One more time, you got it. Lift up, hold it, and rock back. Both knees in. Setting that right leg long, compressing the left knee down. Now straightening this leg. Each side's going to be different. Flexing into the foot. Working on the heel, shining right up towards the ceiling. Maybe you can grab onto the big toe or you grab your strap. Keep flexing, super straight leg, working on the heel coming up. Drawing it down towards your nose if you can keep your legs straight. Now right hand to that right hip. Begin to slowly open up. Keep working your foot up towards your head while you open out. Each side's going to be different. Keeping that leg flexed and keeping this hip down. You probably can only go to here. Way different than my other side. Active and breathing. 3 breaths. Inhaling back up to center and crossing over a little bit. Just a little. Keep flexing that foot, heel towards the sky so that you can feel that outer edge lighting up. Releasing your toe, coming back to center first, and now bending into that leg, and maybe bringing the knee more out towards your shoulder, opening the hip a little bit more. You're compressing the shin down. Now take the leg and crossing it over the body, reaching out the left arm, looking over that way. Coming back to center.
Drawing both knees in, giving them a good squeeze. And sending both legs up to the sky. Flexing the feet, draw the belly in and up. Keep working those toes down towards our head. Shoulders can lie flat, arms out a little bit. Keep flexing those feet, belly engaged. Keep breathing. Very active, legs up the wall. So we're only going to do it for a couple of breaths, working more the abs here. Keep flexing the feet, working the toes up towards your head. Belly is working, psoas are working. We're breathing. My legs are shaking. 3 more breaths. Keep squeezing, keep flexing. Last big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Exhale it all out. Bending into the legs. Relaxing. Rolling them out. Take a big breath in, squeeze your legs up, big nose to knees, little itty bitty ball, big hug for yourself and everything you just did. And stretch out long, close your eyes. Shavasana. Big inhale, open your mouth and melt. Shavasana, just be. Begin to deepen your breath. Make some movements back into your fingers and your toes, rolling around your wrists and your ankles. And gradually making your way to your favorite side, drawing your knees in and rolling over. Position of rebirth here. Honor yourself for taking time to do this. Honor your body. Honor yourself for coming back to balance. Using these tools on your mat, but knowing that you can carry them with you into your everyday life. Slowing and taking control of our breath, we can slowly begin to take control of our life. As you're ready, pushing your way up to a comfortable seat, sitting tall, back how we began. Let's bring our hands to our heart center. The light in me honors and respects that same light that shines bright in each and every one of you. Our thumbs raised to our forehead center. Out of respect for one another in this ancient practice, together we bow and say, Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. I would love any feedback. If you had some, you can always leave it on my page. Have a wonderful day.